Hi, I'm Keith Storey from Touro University in Vallejo, California, and this presentation is a brief overview of school refusal. Unfortunately, there are some students who refuse to attend school, and it's important that we understand why and how to provide support so that they start attending school and are successful there. So, the first important thing to understand is there are two functions of school refusal. And the first function is to get or obtain something, and the second function is to escape or avoid something. So with the get obtain function, it may be interactions with others, such as parents or peers, while refusing school. So it may be more fun to hang out at home or out in the neighborhood with peers and interact with them than it is to be at school. The second function is to escape or avoid something. And school can be a stressful place for a lot of students, unfortunately. And they could be bullied there. There could be academic demands that they can't meet. They're struggling academically, so they want to not go to school. Or it can be a combination of those. It's more fun to hang out with peers, and it's also easier to avoid academic demands by not going to school. So when we go through the possible interventions here, it's important to understand what the function is and then match the intervention or interventions with that function or functions. Okay, so what do you do? So these recommendations are from Christopher Kearney's book, Helping School Refusing Children and Their Parents. And it's not a complete list of what he recommends in the book, but it's what I view as being the most important ones. And we're going to walk through them here. So first strategy, and these strategies are not in any particular order of importance or what is more likely to be successful or so on. So the first recommendation is calming strategies. So breathing, muscle relaxation, squeeze ball, and so on. Since school can be a stressful situation, and you can teach students how to use calming strategies at home before they go to school or once they're at school. And this can relax them and make them more likely to be able to handle the stressful situation at home or at school. Second recommendation is the student enters school at the beginning of the day and then is allowed to leave the school. So it could be for a few minutes or an hour or whatever is negotiated with the student. And then there can be a shaping procedure of how long they have to stay at school during the day before they're allowed to escape. The third intervention is the student enters school towards the end of the day. And again, a shaping procedure that they have to come earlier and earlier so they're spending more and more time at school. But this allows the student to be at school, have some success, and then to leave the school situation. The fourth recommendation is setting up a morning routine at home. And this can be important because for a lot of students, home can be a chaotic or stressful situation. So you want to have a waking up routine, dividing the morning into individual components, as shower, breakfast, dressing, etc. And then setting up a situation, so reinforcing of desirable behaviors and if possible ignoring undesirable behaviors. So if a student goes through a set routine, then they're more likely to be ready to go to school on time and to be able to handle the transition from home to the school setting. The fifth recommendation is a written contract with student and or parents. And this can include privileges and responsibilities, such as who's going to be responsible for making breakfast. Is it going to be the student? Is it going to be a parent? And what are the privileges that are earned for attending school? Screen time, favorite activity, favorite food, so on. Next recommendation is escorting the student from class to class. So once they're at school, they may be likely to elope from the school setting during class transition times. So if there's an aide or a teacher or peers or whoever that is escorting the student from class to class, then they're going to be less likely to elope from the school setting. And that can be important to increase collaborative contact with parents. So again, it's collaboration with parents And we really want to emphasize that this is a collaborative approach. It's not the professional coming in and telling him what to do, but it's working with the parent. And it can be important that there's one staff person assigned as a point person with the parents and the students. So this can be school counselor, school psych, teacher, administrator, such as a principal or vice principal, or so on. So there's one direct person that the family and student can contact. And then it's important to give information about options so that the parents and the student are making informed choices about what might be the most important and successful intervention for them. And then following school policies and legal mandates. So most districts have truant officers who are available to go to the home and work with the student and family members to get the student to attend school. So this can be a very important intervention to put into place. So it's not to be overlooked. And medication. Since students may be anxious or stressed out, it may be appropriate to talk with a pediatrician, with the parents, and see if medication might be an option for that student. And extracurricular activities at school. These can be clubs, sports, or whatever. And these can be really reinforcing activities for the students. So they may attend school just so that they can get access to these extracurricular activities. So these are not to be overlooked. If the student is not involved in extracurricular activities, then it can be important that they become involved if they're interested. And then peers as monitoring and reinforcing agents. So school is a very social environment, and peers can provide social reinforcement through their interactions with that student. And then the peers can have contacts outside of school, especially in regards to the absence. So, expressing concern, things that they can do to help. And if the student has positive peer interactions at school and outside of school, then they're going to be more likely to attend a school to see those peers. Token economy, set up at school and or home. So if the student might be receiving ABA in home services, this can be easy to set up and set up a reinforcement systems so that the student gets reinforced for attending school. And parent and student support groups. So these can be counseling sessions, other support groups for the parents and or student so that they're getting supports that they need from outside or even inside the school situation. So these are all possible interventions. They can be, you can use one, you can use all of them, you can use some of them, whatever makes sense for that student in that situation so that they're going to be successful in attending school. And here's some books that Dr. Kearney has published, and I recommend them highly. They're all very readable and have a lot of very useful information in them if you're dealing with a student who's refusing school. And here are some journal articles that may be help to you. And after all, what's more fun than spending Saturday night reading professional journal articles? So this is a brief overview. I hope it was helpful. Feel free to contact me if I can be of more help. And good luck in supporting the students that you're having to deal with around school refusal. Thank you.